everyone, so welcome to today's video. We are getting ready from start to finish. I am going to share with you pretty much my entire face routine. I'm going to skip over the eyes in this video today because it is a quite lengthy video and I bought a bunch of new stuff and we are trying some new things out. Some things that came back in stock after being out of stock for some time, and I finally got my hands on them. So I wanted to share that with you and kind of give you my thoughts as I go. And I'm not going to show you the tutorial for the eyes. I will share with you at the end what I used for my eye look today. It's very, very simple and very easy. But I wanted to kind of focus more on the complexion because the majority of the things that I purchased were complexion products, bronzers, blushes, those types of things. And then I will show you my lip combo on camera because I am using two brand new things. And I'm excited because I get to play with makeup and it's something that brings me a lot of joy and happiness. So I wanted to share that with you. And if you want to see how to get this look, then just keep watching. Starting off, and I hope this turns out well, I purchased the Danessa Myricks Balm, and I'm going to put all the information in the description box. Says Yummy Skin 1 on the back. And so I purchased this because I really wanted to try this and I was kind of on the fence about it for some time. It's a balm that is supposed to boost the coverage of your products. It can give you a very light coverage on its own with nothing else on top. You can use it to contour, highlight, even set your makeup. Comes in a couple different shades. So I chose shade number 1. And once my box arrived, I immediately went outside and got it because with the heat, it actually kind of melted and shifted a little bit. So I don't think that really has altered like the formula itself, but it is a balm, as you can see here. Comes with like a little spatula. I feel like that's probably too much. And I'm going to just kind of start by kind of blending this in with my fingers. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be used with fingers, brush, sponge. I have no idea, but we're gonna try it out and see. And it says you can use it as a primer, so that's kind of what I'm doing today. I don't have a new foundation that I purchased with this order, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just use one of my newer products. I can already see that this is kind of settling into my pores. I'm not sure. It's because I didn't use enough. I don't know. My skin is quite dry, so I don't know if it's just the dryness. But I'm kind of on the fence about this. I can kind of see it. I'm going to use my IT Cosmetics CC Plus Nude Glow with SPF 40. I have the shade Fair. This was one of my more recent ones. I think I've had this in my collection for less than a month. So I'm going to go for this. And I normally use about a pump of it, so I'm going to just kind of like speed through this because you've seen me apply this before. Okay, so I have that CC cream pretty much blended all the way in. Okay, so the CC cream is on. And I do feel like I was able to kind of make that CC cream work over the Danessa Myricks Balm. I feel like in this area right through here on the side of my nose, I can still see that it's a little bit kind of accentuating a little dryness that I had there. And again, it's not so bad here, almost undetectable on this side. So I feel like with the damp sponge and something dewy over the top is fine for now. I do think that I need to play with this product a little bit more to give you my official thoughts because I do feel that I need to kind of focus on my skin, do some exfoliation, lots of moisturizer, maybe even prime my skin with something else underneath the balm and see how that works. So I feel like maybe I should have just done a half and half, and I always do that. I always think half and half after I've already done the half my face and I'm like, okay, well, most of my makeup is already done. I can't undo that, so I always forget to do the half and half situation in video. But anyways, moving on. I need to do my concealer, and I don't have like a brand new concealer. The only thing that's like fairly recent, like new, is the Saie, the Hydra Beam. I do feel like once I apply it under the eye on one side, I feel like I need to go back and pick up some more so that I can get the same even amount on the other eye. But all in all, I still think that this product is great for brightening on its own or as a first step. Like if you want to do some color correcting, that would be a good one to use underneath. It is more hydrating than some of the other correctors that are on the market, but it does have skincare benefits infused into it. So it's kind of like an eye cream built into it. So you're going to have that moisture, but it's not where it looks super wet. Instead of using another concealer and then a setting powder, I think I'm going to use my Bare Minerals. This is my Well Rested. I have used Bare Minerals on and off over the years. I love their Well Rested. It's a nice eye brightener as well, but it also does provide coverage. So I do take some into the cap. And then I like to kind of set it with like my normal go-to setting brush, which is one from Real Techniques. It's actually called the setting brush, and I like this for the under eye area. So I just kind of press it into the brush, and then I look up so that I can get right on under the lashes and kind of press instead of swiping, because I don't want to lift any of the concealer. Just kind of pressing and setting. So that's going to give me more coverage, but also set and brighten at the same time. So if you haven't tried this from Bare Minerals, I would definitely recommend. And I'm also going to do my eyebrows. The only new thing that I have for brows that I'm going to use on camera is the Too Faced Fluff and Hold Laminating Brow Wax. I am letting my brows grow. It has taken me years to get my brows to the point where they are right now. They're very sparse. I've got some gaps, missing hairs that have not grown back in years. I have some that are have grown back over the last year or so that I'm trying not to pluck, but you can obviously see that there's some gaps and they're due for a trim, but I'm afraid that I'm going to get too carried away with the trimming, and I learned my lesson. It's what got me here. So I needed something that had some more like stronger hold, because I don't quite have anything that can shellac these bad boys down, if you know what I mean. So I don't know what else to do except spray them down with some hairspray, but I would prefer not to do that. So I decided to try this. This is laminating brow wax. I'm not sure, so I'm going to fill them in like I normally do, and then I'll apply this on camera with you and kind of share with you my first impressions. So I will be right back. If you buy this, or if you have this, do you know that you can remove the cap and there is a brush comb situation? I don't think I need that. We'll see. I'm going to maybe glance over it. But when you pull out the wand, you will have some product on the applicator, and you will see kind of like this jelly consistency. And I don't know if I should wipe some of that off. I feel like, I don't know why I have to smell everything, but I feel like I should probably wipe some of that off, but here goes. Okay. So on the first application, that's a lot. It feels very wet, and it has like, I have a big old goop. Okay, so I guess I'm going to have to use the comb part. Okay, so when you use the comb part, oh, okay. I don't know if that's a good look for me, the combing up. I've seen it like on social media and stuff, and it looks good on everybody else, but I'm like, would that make me look a little weird? Because I'm not used to it, so I'm not sure what to do. I'm not sure what to do, but I do feel like I want to be careful that I'm not going to lift my brow pencil, because then you'll see my bald spots in my brows. But I do feel like, okay, so these bad boys are, I can feel it that it's like shellacked to my skin. Okay. All right, Too Faced. Let's get it. All right, so I'm going to do my other one, and maybe not as much. I can feel that they are, okay. I see you, Too Faced. All right, so I'm happy with that. I feel like at first I put too much on, but I feel like I am able to kind of, we can adjust that and kind of take some off and make it work. Okay, moving on. That Saie concealer does stay a little bit slightly tacky. It's very moisturized under the eyes, so just kind of keep that in mind. You may have to set it if you don't like that feeling. So I bought 2 bronzing kind of things. So the first one is the Makeup by Mario, the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer in the shade Light. He came out with these and ones that are kind of ombre, where it's like a matte bronzer and it fades up to something lighter and more glowy and kind of shimmery. I felt like that would kind of just be like a glowy, dewy looking bronzer if I swirled everything together. I guess I could just use the bottom of it and use the matte portion and then the shimmer for highlight, but then I thought, no, let me just try this. I felt like this is probably the most different out of the 2. So this is something that it's an all over warming complexion tint. So you can use this on its own. You can use it to add a little bit of color to your skin after foundation. Like I said, I haven't used it. I haven't even swatched it. I just feel like I'm going to just maybe just try it over my CC cream. But I also got the new Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin bronzer. I had to. This is the product I was talking about in the beginning that I got the next shade up, which is medium, because the fair was sold out. It's been sold out for quite some time. I think it sold out when it launched. I absolutely adore Charlotte Tilbury products. It's one of my favorite luxury high-end brands. I just have so much of her products, and I love them. I love them all. So, of course, I naturally had to get my hands on it. And so I think the medium had sold out for a bit, but it came back. And it's just, it looks so beautiful. And I haven't even put my fingers in it, haven't swatched it. I'm doing all that on camera with you today. I love her products. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to love this bronzer. I was going back and forth between this and the Chanel because I definitely wanted to expand my collection of more like luxury, like, I don't want to say, well, I guess, yeah, they're bougie brands like Chanel, more Dior. I have a couple Dior things that I recently purchased, and just more like high-end things just to kind of try it and just, you know, see what that's all about. Why is it that they charge so much, and, you know, what's so great about their formulas? That's part of the beauty of makeup and trying things out. For me, it's one of the things that I enjoy, experimenting with different things. So I think I might try to use the Pro Foundation brush from Sephora. This is the 56.5, so the mini version of the 56 brush. I didn't want to buy another full-size one. I felt like this was just so cute. So I decided, why not just add it to my order. This was out of stock as well. It's actually out of stock at my closest Sephora. I have a couple that I can go to, but my closest one doesn't have it, so I figured I'm just going to add it to my order. I think it was like 20 bucks. I'm excited. It's really small, but I think it might actually be good for using these kinds of products. So let me kind of get a feel for the Mario. It's brand new, haven't swatched it. This is my first time. This one definitely feels very, very emollient. I'm gonna use my brush and see. I feel like this will probably be something that I would want to use on my bare skin with nothing else, or maybe mixing it with my tinted moisturizer or my tinted SPF. And so I'm gonna just kind of go around the parameters of my face as I would normally with any sort of bronzer, whether it's a powder or a cream. So I do feel like that did add some warmth. Like I can kind of see that. I'm trying not to go crazy with it because I do want to use my Charlotte one as well, but I kind of wanted to use both. So I'm going to do both. I'm going to wear both. I do think the Mario one might be good for those of us who have dry skin. If you are super oily, I would say try it and see, because it does give a very natural tint to the skin. It's not like difficult to work with. It's easy to blend. It looks really pretty on the skin. But like I said, if you're oily, just try it and see if you like the finish and how it works with your natural oils throughout the day, because it may actually be something you enjoy or may not. But I do feel like this is probably something that would be good for someone with dry skin. I personally wouldn't use this Mario one as my bronzer if I was going to be outside, because it is very, very hot. And I just feel like it's just too emollient to wear. But it gives a nice kind of glow and dew. Do you see that? It has a bit of a sheen to it. But now we get to try this one. I'm going to use my brush. And I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that and hope that the medium is not too dark, because I'm going to be disappointed. And even if it is, I'm still going to use it. I'm still going to go for it. Really good brush. I feel like it's a little too small for bronzing. I think I needed to use just my sponge, maybe apply it with my finger, because I've been using this sponge or a beauty sponge to do my NARS cream bronzer that recently came out that I shared in my last tutorial and haul video. And I apply that one with my fingers. So I might start doing that with the Charlotte, apply that and then kind of buff it in and blend it with my sponge. But so far that looks really pretty. I do want to do a little bit of setting spray, and I use the Charlotte Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Now I need to do blush. I ordered 2 new like blush products, and I'm excited because this one, the first one, well, they're both by Mercier. It's the Blush Color Infusion in Strawberry. This one was sold out for a while, and I finally got the notification from Sephora that it was back in stock, so I placed the order. It just kind of coincidentally fell in line with purchasing some of the other products and using my 15% off code. So I bought Strawberry, and it looks like a really pretty matte classic pink shade. And then I also picked up the Color Infusion blush in All That Sparkles. So I think this came out in a different collection because the packaging is different. It's the gold packaging. You'll see fingerprints, unfortunately, but that's just part of it. And this one is called All That Sparkles, and it's a really pretty kind of shimmery shade. So I will hold both of them up close so you guys can see the 2 shades that I have. And I normally choose blushes that are more on the matte side, but this one is the All That Sparkles and then the Strawberry. So this has a bit of a sheen to it, but I think it's still going to be pretty. I have a thing for blush, and it's one of the things that I've been kind of obsessed with lately, and so I've been just going crazy with the blush. And I have been doing my blush a little bit higher, and then once I'm done blending up here, like the higher points of the face, I will then kind of slightly pull it towards the apples of my cheek instead of doing it here, because I feel like that just, I don't know, I feel like when you go up a little higher, it does slim the face. And like I said before, I do have where you can see that I've gained weight from my pregnancy. So I've gained over 30 pounds at this point, and I'm in my 3rd trimester. So I feel like going up a little higher does kind of slim the face a little bit. I normally used to always apply to the apples of the cheek, and then I do take some on my nose as well. I went very light, and I do feel like that's a beautiful shade. I can see why it's always sold out. But in true Lexi form, we're going to layer more because more is more, right? So I'm going to go with All That Sparkles. I can't wait to use this one. This one is a very soft, light, like delicate kind of peach color. It has a little bit of pigment, but I feel like it's not going to be as dark, not as dark, but as noticeable as the Strawberry color. So I'm going to go over, honestly, the whole thing. Even though it has a bit of shimmer to it, it's going to be a really nice like topper. And as you can see, it gives a beautiful glow. I mean, there was some there from the Mario product. However, this just kind of amped it up. And if you like glowy, dewy blushes, then you will like this one from Mercier, and I would recommend that you try it. But this is really, really nice. Then I'm going to go with my sponge with nothing on it and just melt everything together. And I'm going to use my Rosy Ink Opalescent cream highlighter that I shared in my last video. Stick to the high points of my face just because I have a lot of glow and dew here. So I want to intensify the glow, but I want it to be more precise. So just the tops of the cheekbone. All right, so my eyes are done, and I'm going to just talk you through it. I didn't film it just because this video is quite long already. I used the Dior palette. This is in the soft cashmere, and I used the center shade all over as a one shadow look, took it a little bit into the crease and a little on the lower lash line, mixed with the Color Chameleon from Charlotte Tilbury and Amber Haze. Then I took the dark brown in the palette, used that as a quick liner. My inner corner highlight that's giving me a lot of glow is the Stila Kitten eyeshadow. This is a very nostalgic product for me. I've used this for highlighting on my face. It's beautiful. It's a great eyeshadow. This was one of my favorite eyeshadows 12 years ago when I first discovered it, and I repurchased it recently, and I'm using that for inner corner brow highlight. It's absolutely beautiful. Very small amount though. Tread softly when it comes to that because it is very blinding. Now we have to do lips. So this was the lip liner that I was talking about in my last video, and I couldn't find it. So I finally went digging through my drawer because I was like, I know I have it. I have this one, and I have the Bronzel, which is a little bit brown and more of a deeper color. This is the Lancome Lay Lip Liner in Natural Mauve. I actually really enjoy the fact that it comes with a, what is it called? I just lost my train of thought. It comes with a brush on the end to soften and blur the edges, which I'm a huge fan of. I've talked about doing that with my Buxom, and honestly with any lip liner I've been doing that, and it really does make a difference. A swatch of it there. And then I'm going to try the Tower 28 Coconut. This is the Shine On Lip Jelly in Coconut, which is new. I have not even tried it, and I'm anxious to see. It smells good. Whoa, that actually does have quite a bit of pigment. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know why it just seemed a little lighter. Maybe in the tube. It feels very cushiony on the lips. It's kind of slightly, I don't want to say thick and kind of turn someone off on trying this. It is a little on the thicker side. It's not very thin, like it's going to slip and slide. It's not, I don't know, it's just got the right consistency. And it's just like when you try a gloss that is just right, it's not too thin, it's not sticky, it's not thick and goopy where you're putting it on and you feel like as you're talking, it's like your lips are sticking together. That's not happening with this. And it also has a really nice shine to it. I'm always going to be a gloss girl. It's one of my favorite things for lip products. I prefer a gloss over a matte any day, and I really do like the glossy look to the lips because it does make your lips look fuller and just juicier, more plump, and I like that look. And it fills in the lines, and it feels fantastic. Okay, we're done, and the hair is down. Mark your calendars because you're probably not going to see this again in a really long time. My hair is still damp, and I put a lot of oil in it this morning just to kind of start, I don't know, I feel like the more oil I add, the more I'm like rehydrating my hair. It feels a little bit dry just from the chlorine from the pool, being out in the sun. I try to part my hair in a way that I could disguise my grays because I have a lot of grays in this area. And I always just keep my hair up just because if I'm doing stuff around the house, my hair that is past my bra line, it's just too long. And I recently cut 2 inches off, and I feel like I probably should have cut more. We're done. Makeup is done for the day. I am really happy with everything. I'm glad everything kind of worked together. I will be using some of these products again in future videos, and I will share with you my thoughts on the products in more of like a review form as I use them and get more familiar with some of the products. I do think that so far I'm very impressed with some of the stuff. So I do need to kind of play around with that Danessa Myricks product like I said before, and just kind of incorporate these into my routine, kind of play with the Makeup by Mario skin tint and see if it's something I want to continue using on top of foundation or maybe underneath. Maybe it's something that I use on bare skin for a no makeup day, just to kind of tint the skin. If I get a little bit more color as the summer progresses, maybe I can incorporate that into my routine for everyday use to kind of make my face match the rest of my body. But so far, I'm liking things, and I will keep you guys posted. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I know it was quite long, but I wanted to share with you my first impressions, my thoughts, just kind of talking with you about the products and what led me to purchase these products, and just kind of like a first impressions applying it for the first time on camera. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.